champion IFBB PRO Matt Battalion. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about a different perspective, okay, when it comes to competing. I'm always talking about guys when it comes to competing. I'm always talking about, what you might need to be ready for, things you haven't anticipated yet that you need to anticipate in order to compete as a guy. But today, what we're going to be doing is flipping the script a little bit and talking about what competing might look like for a girl, okay? And today we will be joined by none other than the one and only Sangeeta, who also is a natural nomad, and I'm coaching. All right, so just give me a second while we all wait for her to join. And of course, let me know how your day is going when you do join the live stream. All right, just give me a sec. All right, so she'll be with us in a bit. We're just gonna hang out, wait for her. Yo, what's good, Anthony? What's good? I see you, gang. What's happening? First, I can't pronounce your name, bro, but I see you, man. Chain Demon, what's up? Happy Few, what's good? Mariam, what's good? I don't know if you can see me. Asil, what's happening? All right, I see y'all. Let me know how your day is going. We're just gonna be waiting for her to join. And once she does join, we'll be breaking down a couple of questions that I'm gonna be asking her that will help you if you're a female, if you're a girl, if you want to get ready to hit the stage, if you want to compete for the first time, if you want to even look your best, right? Because there are some things here that you're going to have to pay attention to that are different when it comes to changing your body and or going to the next level and actually competing, all right? Yo, what's good, fam? I see you. What's good? Homie says, always watching your live, bro. Anthony's just chilling. I know Anthony's out here. Shout out to Anthony. He's fucking knee deep in his prep, close to 2 weeks out, and he's crushing it. He's doing well. That's good. I like to see that shit. So we're going to wait for her. Honestly, I'm going to double down and see on the other end here where she might be, because she's also at work. Oh, there she is. What's good? What's good? Could add you as a moderator, but I'm just going to send the request to you. Let me know when you get the request, and then we're going to roll it up. Okay? So I'm going to be starting this podcast episode very shortly. Let's see if it's recording. Actually, I want this to record properly. Yo, what's up, homegirl? What's up?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for you to get settled. Just hit your desk, sit down, chill out for a little bit, get settled. We're gonna be breaking this down, recording very shortly. All right. Yo, what's good? You all right?
Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging out. How you doing?
Yeah,
upright is better. We want them to see you on Instagram here. So I'm going to be giving you a little bit of an introduction in a bit. I'm just going to start this podcast episode very shortly. We're going to be rolling this episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's up? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, the returning champion, IFBB PRO Matt Battalion. Today, we are joined with a special guest on behalf of the Natural Nomad Academy. She's a phenom. She's a beast herself. I've known her for years. She's been competing, or at least competed once in the past, and is going to be making her return to the stage without any waiting. Guys and girls, introduce yourself to the one and only Sangeeta. What the fuck is up? What's happening, girl?
Hi, Matt. How are you?
I'm all right.
I'm just at work. Thank you for having me part of this. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is dope. So today, what I want to do is just put a lot of attention on the other side. When I say the other side, I'm talking about the different perspective when it comes to women competing, or at least women changing their bodies, by putting on some muscle and just getting more aesthetic and, developing their own sense of confidence, right? But for you specifically, we're going to be talking about competition, some of the things that you might have struggled with, some of the things that you find, is difficult, and things that you had to overcome in order to become closer to the best version of yourself that you will be presenting very, very shortly. All right, so I'm aware it's actually lagging over here on her end. She's loading. So we're going to hang out for a little bit as she catches up, because she also is at work, which, guys, we're going to have to honor that. You know what I mean? She did squeeze us into her schedule, which is fine. So we're going to hang out for a bit. And honestly, fuck technology. All right, but anyway, you know what? I'm also going to talk about this too. The number one thing that I want to bring up, which I'm going to ask her when she, it's done loading here. The very first thing that I want to bring to your guys and girls' attention is the difference in between the prep. Because a lot of the guys, my live video ended on Instagram. That's interesting. It's not my day today. But TikTok, y'all hearing. Roxy, what's good? Appreciate the follow. What's happening? All right, so if this happens one more time, I'm just going to re-record this episode later. But if not, we're going to move. This is not my day today. This is not my day. Let's see here. Request timed out. So Instagram is done, honestly. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I can't even go live by myself. How? All right, TikTok, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to see if I can change it up. Give me a sec. That's annoying. How? Like, huh. Let's see. I appreciate the like on Facebook. I see you, dog. All right, so don't know what the fuck happened, but we're live again. Let's see if that's still, yeah, that's the same one. Okay. All right. Invite. Work out. Okay, let's see. And you, yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys. It's just glitching. Cool. Let's see if she's back. Let's see if we can actually hear. You good? Yeah, clearly, yeah. You're good. You're good. I don't know what the fuck happened, but you know what? I think it was something to do with the bandwidth. So I shut down the TikTok and it seems to be working well. So it's Instagram only today and then YouTube and Facebook in the background, which is cool. Anyway, so forget that because technical difficulties do happen. We move anyway. Fuck that. Okay, so the first thing, I'm just going to hit the record here again. The first thing that I want to focus on, the first thing I want to talk to you or ask you about, Sangeeta, is what is the number one difference you think exists with women that want to compete and women that just want to look a little better?
The discipline. The discipline is saying no to the foods that you cannot have rather than what you have. So it's a huge, for me, it's a huge battle, a mental battle with. If you just want to look good, it's the 80-20% rule that you're following. But if you want to compete, it's 120% all in. You cannot have a bite of those chips. You cannot have a bite of that cake. It's just strictly diet.
Well said. And shout out to Anthony. He's in the chats here. Nomad family for sure. We're all monsters over here. We're just basking in our greatness. So I like that you said that. So there's one thing, if you listened to the Meathead on the Mic podcast in the past, is one thing you heard me say is the 80-20 rule. And for those of you that are new and that don't know what this 80-20 rule is, it's essentially the 80-20 rule is when you are eating clean, home-cooked meals 80% of the time, and 20% of the time, you know, you're fucking around, you're going to have whatever you want to eat, right? The pizza, the chips, the wings, whatever. And for most people that just want to change their physique, that just want to look a little bit better, that's ideal. I think that's, you know what I mean? Like all the other natural nomads that aren't going on the stage do that. However, those that are getting ready for the stage, guy or girl, the number one difference in between the main philosophy when it comes to eating, as you said yourself, which I completely agree with, is the fact that it's no longer 80-20. It's actually 120, being that not only are you following the protocol, but you are looking for ways to improve yourself beyond my expectations, which, I mean, let's keep it a stack here. You are surprising me. And as we get on week by week by week, and as I chat to Sylvia, which I am chatting, I do know what goes on in the posing practice. I can really see the reflection of the craft molding itself out. And it really does remind me of the first, you know, the old days when you were competing for the first time, which is pretty sweet. So outside of nutrition, Sangeeta, what do you think also exists for the reality when it comes to like the difference between ladies that want to, you know, just look better and get on stage? Like, let's talk about training. What do you think has to exist to make a female competitor?
Because especially right now, I'm in low deficit. It's trying to push the weights. The weights have to stay the same. The weight training itself is very difficult when you have to hit those 20 reps at the same intensity. And even if you feel like you're going to pass out and you want to cry, because it's very emotional, as you know, It's I think that's the big thing. The weight training, even the cardio, the hour cardio every single day, that's huge. The posing is another practice itself. So you're dedicating more time for the show. It's not just training just to have fun anymore. It's training because I have a goal. I want to win.
Fuck yeah, well said. Training because I have a goal, I want to win. I actually love that. You should get that tatted on you. That's wicked. And the reason why I think that I wanted to just look at that training specifically is because that, I mean, you can definitely attest to this because of how popular it is now on social media, like women training styles to just do this movement, this specific movement for your glutes, that specific movements for, you know, your thighs or whatever it is. And what I always see is that like it's always void of intensity. Not to say that, you know, women that go to the gym and do those aren't intense or that they do anything, but to see the difference, really like, be closer to be like people that we see on social media, like those, maybe they're man or woman for you. For most men, it's Chris Bumstead. For, you know, most women, it's whoever's the woman champ right now. That is like the number one distinction. How hard you're actually training and how consistently hard you're training. And I know for a fact that you actually sweat and bleed when you train, right? Which is why you have the results that you do have and why we're also going to be leading so successfully into the show. Now, I want to ask you another thing here. This one's a little bit personal, Sangeeta. It's been years since you've, you know, stepped on the stage, right? It's been fucking, how long are we now? This 2000, hey?
3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years, 2017, I think, maybe 18. What does your gut feel like right now? Like, what do your nerves feel like? I know you're anticipating this, but let's get a little bit vulnerable here. How do you actually feel about getting back on stage after so long?
Honestly, Matt, I am so excited. Like, I am so excited for this, mainly because, like, obviously you and Sylvia's helping the prep so much too, and just making me feel confident and just being around other competitors again. It's just the first time around, as you know, it wasn't like
yeah.
But it was a different prep. It was a different prep. It was 6 months no sugar, and 6 months it was just straight, no salt, no flavor to my food. So this time around, I'm really enjoying it, and this time around, I'm loving the process rather than just getting to the end. Like, I'm complaining obviously about, you know, but for the most part.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I really do love it. There's nothing bad I can say about it. Maybe that's like the first week of cutting, but ask me in 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be different. However, I love it. I'm good.
Oh, you're good. You're not only good, but you're great because that work, as soon as I give it to you, you do it, right? That's what I love. And I think that's another thing that makes a really, really, really good athlete in general, specifically, you know, a female athlete that's going on the stage. Because, I mean, and I got to be honest here, I'm going to break it down because for men, it's kind of easier to get ready for a show. And here's what I mean by that. It's easier for men to get ready for a show because of this number one variable that exists for all women that men will never have to experience, fortunately for men, which, as we all know, and I'm just going to be very blunt here, is the Shark Week, right? Like women and, you know, their hormonal cycle, natural hormonal cycle, off with pretty much, you know, their appetite, their ability to retain water or burn fat, or their mood and everything, right? So, and I know you can attest to this specifically because we've dealt with this and we still are, in a sense, anticipating it even when you get ready for the stage, right? And so that's the extra variable that makes it a little bit more difficult for women to get ready for a show. And even, you know, in retrospect, for women to actually healthily rebound out of a show. Because, like, let's be honest, getting ready for a show or even competing, bringing yourself to that next level, no matter what, with or without steroids, is fucking unhealthy. And that's one thing that I'm always I'm gonna tell you all the truth about that, right? Depleting your fat and water storage is so low to the point where you don't have energy to think properly, to walk properly, you know, just to achieve a certain look. No matter what, if you do it naturally or not, it'll always be unhealthy because that fat and water is supposed to be on your body to help you function optimally, right? And so when we factor in the fact that we're technically bringing ourselves to a worse state of health, and then also, you know, dodging this natural hormonal cycle that will interfere with the process, it really does become sort of like, you know, really complicated game. And if you aren't like 100,000% tuned in mentally, when it comes to the nutrition and dialing in your training, then it's really easy to not see results in your journey when it comes to getting ready for your show. But let's like even turn it back a little bit. It's hard to see results in general, right? So if you're a girl and you've been wanting to lose weight and you've been struggling, you don't know what to do, the weight is just not coming off for whatever reason, like you are in a calorie deficit, you are training as hard as you think you need to train, what is one thing, Sangeeta, what is one thing that you think you need to tell them in order for them to start to really see the progress that they know they could potentially get?
Honestly, take pictures.
Mm.
Take pictures and just stick to the plan, because from November maybe until the last week, I was stuck at staring. You're staring at yourself every single day in the mirror. You're staring at your bum, you're staring at your arms, staring at your belly, and you don't see the growth that's happening because you're just constantly looking in the mirror, thinking that like, okay, this is what I look like today. Okay, this is what I look like today. But in retrospect, when you look at it in a 3-month grand scheme of things, you see the huge difference, and you're like, oh my God, I am making progress. Take the videos, take the pictures, try the same clothing on to see if they fit differently. Because the scale is one thing, but the scale is not going to tell you how much fat you have or how much muscle you have.
Totally.
And that plays the biggest thing. It's the muscle that we're gaining when we're lifting, and we don't even think about it because we're just so conditioned to think about how much weight we should lose. So all of my girls that I train, I tell them throw away the scale. I don't even want to know what they weigh, because in my mind, I know for myself that when I was 125, that was my first show. I was competing at 125. I was nothing like I do 3-4 years ago.
Not even close.
No, if you add, I'm like 160, 170 now, right? So it's like, if somebody asked me like, how much do you weigh? I'm like 170. They're just like, whoa.
Right. And to add to that, that's so fucking accurate. There's so much truth to that. And Powan, shout out to you, Powan. I see you, bro. He says big facts. We gotta focus less on the scale, even though that it is a tool that we should be using sometimes. So he says it doesn't matter if you're feeling like shit. But anyway, that what you just said is so perfect, because this is something that I think even yesterday I was trying to explain to a bunch of people, which is the weight itself really it holds no merit unless you're using it as like a measuring stick to see if something's working. But the real way to know if something's working is to look into the mirror and see the changes happening, and then also your mentality reflects that the changes are happening, the positive changes at the very least. And the fact that you can go up to people and say, yeah, I'm $170, I'm $160. And they're like, what the fuck? Because they can only associate that number with, having a lot of fat tissue, adipose tissue. But what they aren't aware of is the muscle composition, right? And to get to that weight and still look, aesthetic, and to have, the muscle bellies and all that stuff, and to be trim and to fit, slim dresses and all that stuff does come from actually focusing on building muscle, regardless if you want to compete. And so what is the one thing that you would tell to any of the girls that you're working with, or any of the girls listening to this episode or watching this live stream? What is the one thing you tell them when it comes to their fear of getting quote unquote too bulky by focusing on muscle? What do you got to say to them? Yeah, I know it pisses you off.
No, it's very, I get it all the time. In terms of bulk, we know that you put it on because of the foods that you're eating, right? It all dials down to the foods. So with me, I tell them, let's monitor the food that you're eating and make sure that it's not overcompensating with the bulk of what's going on, because they want to get bigger legs. But we all forget that you can't get bigger legs without bigger shoulders. It all has to recomposition of the muscles, right?
Right.
So I tell them, honestly, watch what you're eating and cardio. Your cardio. But it's not the hit intensity cardio, right? We all know that it's the low intensity cardio, which retains more muscle mass.
Boom.
And that's the main thing. Everybody's not a cardio bunny, and they want to do the sprints, they want to do the bike, they want to do the hit workouts. Calm down, watch a show.
Yo, and guys, girls, yes, guys too, and girls, take it from this chick. I gotta drag her off the fucking treadmill at times for cardio. She loves it. She loves cardio. She's super active, and outside of bodybuilding, she does a whole bunch. You do which other sports is it? I know you do volleyball.
I stopped volleyball
I know for this, you got to prioritize the prep, but outside of bodybuilding,
volleyball, basketball, just recreate, but mainly volleyball. Volleyball is like twice a week, but I dialed it down a month ago, so
sweet.
we're just like,
laser focused. Yeah, one thing only. She's coming to win, and that's it. And no, I like that. I really do like that. So for the toning though, for like for the women that want to tone, that just want to only focus on, you know, they want to have the glutes, they want to have the legs, right? But they don't want to put on that upper body. So you're essentially saying to them is that they still do need to cater to the rest of their body to not only have that aesthetic, right? But to also have the functional purpose of like to be able to use their body the way that it's intended to be used. So for example, this might look like, for the girls listening, this might look like, you know, you want to focus on your glutes and your hamstrings, and you do that and you build up this amazing lower body, but then your upper body is like, you've got a whole bunch of pain and you're lacking, you know, other supporting muscle groups that make it so that whenever you're doing whatever you're doing throughout your day, it's really painful. Like if you are sitting at a desk for a long time, now you got lower back pain. Or if you are rearing a child for a while, your arms get tired really quickly, or whatever it is, right? So I think that outside of just the aesthetics, it's really, really important just for the functional purpose of the human body to cater to the entire thing. Meaning, yes, ladies, it's okay to train your shoulders. Yes, ladies, it's okay to train your arms and your whatever it is, your chest and your back. It doesn't mean you're going to get, you know, going to turn into a She-Hulk, because you can't get jacked by accident, and take it from me, right? So it's impossible, right? But that's something that if you're a lady and you're listening to this on the Meathead of the Mic podcast, on the live stream, wherever you're watching or listening to this, take into accountability or take into account that it's not just about the look. Even though as a woman, most women usually do train for the look, it's not just about the look. It's about the functional purpose. Like if you can't, you know, use your body the way that you're supposed to use it, and you're training for a certain look, you have to look into the drawing board, because you might achieve that look, but at the expense of back pain, at the expense of shoulder pain or arm pain, or not being 100% comfortable or being able to use your body because you only prioritize the looks instead of looking at the functionability and the looks together, right? So I think that, you know, of course, I know for a fact we agree on that, because it's something that we often talk about. But one thing I want to bring to, or I guess want to ask you before we wrap it up over here, is this, Sangeeta. In all of your years of lifting, you know, not even lifting, of sports, okay, what would you say was the most difficult thing for you to incorporate to maintain a healthy lifestyle? So what actually keeps you going back to the gym? What makes it so that you actually fucking love fitness, and that even if you weren't going to compete, which you haven't in years, that you're going to go back and you're going to always train and you're always going to do your cardio? What is that one thing for you that makes you just keep coming back and staying consistent regardless of competing?
There's so many things. But the main thing that makes me come back is probably seeing my patients. Like I say this all the time. I work with a very large group of patients that aren't able to walk, aren't able to sit up. So when I come to work and I'm working with them, it's like, I have this body that's fully functioning, that's able to. So why shouldn't I? Like, why shouldn't I take advantage of the opportunities that I have and go with it? And the thing that keeps me motivated while I'm there is just, you just fall in love with the process. You see the gains, and you get to, it's a great community. You know, you surround yourself with 5 people that you're like, and you're going to become those 5 people. So in general, like when you go into these little communities, into these little spaces, it just like motivates you. It makes me happy. It just like really is a fun place for me. If I don't go in like 2 days, I do get down. So for my mental health, myself, it's just something that I go through. Even if I don't want to go the motion of getting there and just doing the work, just release endorphins after.
Totally.
So it's that I chase, I think.
Solid. Yeah, well said. Well said. Because honestly, it's like, that's true. And if we really look at it, and you said something really, really good, which I do like, and I'm going to paraphrase it, is, you know, you become one of the 5 people that you hang out with, right? And like, let's wind the clock back. The way that I even met you was where? In the gym, yeah? And so like, now look at what this is becoming, and like, you're able to help people, I'm able to help people. And aside from helping other people, looking at each other, ourselves, we are able to help ourselves elevate ourselves because of what I guess is normal with what we surround ourselves with, like the people, the places, and so on and so forth. And I personally believe, just as you do, that the gym is one of, if not the best place to meet people that will actually lift you up. And like, maybe you'll find friends outside the gym. You might meet a friend at a bar, at whatever it is, any place where you're kind of fucking up. And they might be a cool friend to hang out with, but they don't really have habits that, will actually uplift you. Like they're like down to chill if it's like a wedding, or they're only down to chill if you're getting smashed or if you're getting high or whatever. And just to know that there's a place where you can go and find people that can help elevate you over time, I think is one of the best reasons to go to the gym if you don't have people like that in your life and you're looking to find them. But outside of that, I can really see how it does motivate you, because I know you're pretty bubbly personality. Every time you go in, whenever I see you around the gym, people are smiling around you like, oh, it's you again. It's like, what's up? It's a really good thing socially, I think. And for your mental health as well, to get that positive social interaction. You're always something for yourself to make sure more. You are making sure your body operates the way that it needs to, or at least the way that you want to. And I really like the way you worded that. I really do, because even in COVID, and people had like their own gyms and stuff like that, it just wasn't the same because they didn't have that social interaction, which I know for a fact is like a critical component to keeping people coming back to the gym. And it's really awesome to see that even for you, someone as high caliber an athlete who plays freaking a million sports and is going to be competing and crushing the competition soon, that it is something you can still, it's like a safe haven. It's like something that we'll all have in common no matter what level in the fitness industry we are in. So I really love the way you worded that, Sangeeta. Don't even worry about it. Is there anything you want to tell the ladies listening to this episode before we wrap it up?
I get a lot of, I'm going to start working out when I look like this. And for me, if anybody's listening, ladies are listening, I would say just go for the walk, like step into the gym for 5 minutes and go home. Just get into the consistency and the habits and build those small habits, because they really do build into, a month at the gym, 2 months at the gym. I have people that start off with not going to the gym at all, and they just came one day, and now they're doing once a week, then they progress to 2 times a week, and now they go without me. So just start. That's all I have to say. Just start, and don't be afraid of the weights. Don't count the calories. I mean, you have to, but just throw the scale away and take pictures.
Fair enough.
5 years from now, you're going to be a whole different person.
Yeah. And you know what? And although I'm like, and you know me because I'm sharp as a knife when it comes to it, but you're a different caliber, so that's why. I would say if you were just walking in as a woman, just don't count the calories, throw away the scale, use the mirror as your number one indicator for progress, and or the old clothes that you really wanted to throw away that you hoped one day you'd fit into again. Honestly, that's what that is. I really, really, really do like the fact that you're kind of that open. You're like literally able to be, a top bodybuilder, but at the same time, you can sort of be you can have the humility to see that, not every woman that goes to the gym is even willing to do the work to get to where they want to go, but you can see that they want to get there, and that the bare minimum is all they need to do if they want to start, which is true. All you got to do is go there. Don't try to kill yourself with calories. Don't try to, find the perfect routine, this, that, and the other thing in these special Instagram workouts. Just get in there, get your sweat equity, say hi to a couple people, make the day worth it, and fuck off. So I personally think that you just fuck off. You're killing me. You are killing me. All right, people. That is it. That is all. Sangeeta, where do we find you? Where does anybody, that wants to, talk to you or work with you, where do we find you? Where are you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Workouts with Sangria. And you see me in the gym, say hi, because sometimes I don't see you. My contacts are sticky or they're not in, and I'm -5, and I'm really blind, so.
Legally blind. So that's Workout with Sangria on Instagram. Holla at your girl. She can hook you up. She'll help you out. She's a product of the process. She's doing this, and y'all are going to see very, very shortly what we're going to bring on stage in a couple of weeks. All right, and I'll have her again on the air on the Meathead on the Mic podcast before we get on with her show, and y'all are going to see sort of the back or behind the scenes process. But outside of that, guys and girls, that's it. That's all. Hope you like what today's episode was about. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. Hope we were able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Vitale, and soon to be IFBB Pro Sangeeta, signing out. All right, that was wicked. Podcast is recorded. How do you feel? What's up?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was dope. I won't lie. I'm gonna look at some of the comments here real quick. Will it be live? The show might have a live stream. I'm not sure, but stay tuned. It might be on my story. I'll be posting all that promotional stuff. Dorina, thanks for joining. Yay, what's good, Rome? I see you. Mana, what's up? Ravi, shout out. Divraj, what is up? Hey, Kenny, what's good? She says nuts. Crazy. Javier in the car. I see you, Javier. Taz Express, shout out to them. Go get their food. Priyan, what's good? Pav. Morose says, mentally living in your future physique, but loving your current physique and the journey. Sick. I think he's adding on to some of the things that we were saying earlier on. Let's see here. All right. So no questions really, just statements, which are pretty valid and they're all dope. What you got?
The mentally living in your future physique.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. What's up? What do you got to say about that?
I 50-50 detest to it and agree with it.
Okay, break it down.
I detest it. I don't like it because it can cause body dysmorphia part. You are always aiming towards that goal and you don't see it. You see even when you get there. So that's when you need to look back at those pictures. You need to reconsider, like, okay, I did. But if you do have a goal and you're thinking about it and you get there, like, graciously, then you're able to, like, yes, it's a great mental aspect to have, but don't get too caught up on it.
Right. I hear you. You know what? Definitely. I would say that is, and this is definitely going to sound sexist, but this is how I view it. I definitely do agree that for women, that would be more accurate. What you said would be way more accurate for women, but for men, it's like, even though it would be conducive towards like body dysmorphia, it's something of I guess it depends not even on if you're a man or a woman, but your temperament. Like if you are more vigilant and more strict with yourself, then you could sort of handle that tougher criticism within and then move forward in that direction. But it still will have some of the negative sort of side effects of like body dysmorphia. But like, in my opinion, I personally believe anybody that has changed or is changing their body is going to experience that at some point in time throughout the journey. But how you combat that is essentially what makes it so that if it's actually as bad as it might be for you, or if you can like manage it. But regardless, body dysmorphia I think is something that we're all already going to deal with if we are changing our bodies, or even if we aren't, because there's always something on us that we want to change. And I'm more of a realist. Like I like to look at objectively the way things are and map things out, right? But even so, it doesn't mean that I'm void of like body dysmorphia. Like it's just depending on how harsh of a criticism you can handle, or at least are willing to offer yourself. But then again, there's the criticism, and then there's literally self-harm in terms of like telling yourself shit that you shouldn't be saying, right? So I do partially agree with what you're saying there.
Kind of, because you always still need a goal. Like everybody always needs a goal. We always want to have something to look forward to. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Exactly. Well said. We got another nomad in the house, says, fuck the emotion, has me right now. Well said, Sangeeta. Emotional overdrive. So yeah, he's just hyped up. I can tell Anthony's just on one right now. He's probably doing cardio right now. So shout out to Anthony. Nomad family. You know what time it is, brah. I see you, homie. All right. So, he's here. I'm going to read some of the comments here at the bottom. He says, thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, so definitely if the show is live streamed, you'll be seeing all that on the story. If not, I'll be there in physical person, so I'll be recording whatever I can. Gabriel, what's good? Anthony's like, Sangeeta, a savage. Of course, we know this. She's a natty nomad. Of course, bro. Anthony says, shift work and competing, very commendable. Fuck yeah, bro. Just like you, man. You're on the clock and you're still getting it done. Homegirl here says, body dysmorphia and the constant desire to be better go hand in hand. Unfortunately, that's the reality. But it is what it is. Yeah. Pardon me?
Madison, that's Madison.
Oh, yeah?
He's doing a bikini competition.
Oh, hallelujah. Sweet. And you know her from the posing?
No, I know her from my best friend.
Oh, solid. All right. So is she going to be competing anytime soon, or?
I believe she's doing one in June, she said. She did the King Kong, is it?
November it would have been, yeah. Yeah.
That one was her first, and she's doing second.
Oh, solid. Sweet. All right, cool. Well, Madison, good luck to you. Shout out to you. I hope you fucking crush it. And I do appreciate you for tuning into this episode. She says July. She's on the grid for July. That's awesome. That's sick. All right, people. That is it. That is all. I've got to go wrap it up. I'm like literally half an hour late to a meeting, but it's all good because we got some good information out over here. And I'm super grateful that you made the time for us today, even though you at work. So round of applause for Sangeeta. Shout out to this girl for being a rock star. Madison, hey?
I said shout out to Nat. He's so awesome.
Nah, it's a two-way street. You know what it is, homie. All right, Madison, good luck on your second show. Sangeeta, we will definitely be doing this again. And of course, I'll be in close contact with you. We're going to see how things are going with the prep because we are like under 8 weeks out and we're really cutting up right now. It's really about to get fucking real. All right, 6. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, don't give them the exact number. It's a surprise. All right. Yeah, no, none of us can wait to see the package. Trust me, y'all will be fucking surprised. And the presentation is going to be stellar because she's crushing it with Sylvia, the best of the best only. All right, people. That's it. That's all. I hope you have the best motherfucking Wednesday of your goddamn life. We are out. Boom.